Yes, my viewers and subscribers, welcome to another week of Mellache TV Analysis Thursdays. Yes, my viewers, apology for not being on air last week. And the thing is that my viewers, I'll be frank with you all. If the standings is not out before, I can't. We can't have the program going on if the standing is not out. So the standings has to be out before we can have the program go on. Because remember, we are doing some prediction and dissecting the JDCA Domino Double Six League. Yes. So even for last week, there were no standings for last week because the um the matches that were held on the Sunday, some of them weren't finished. All right, we have on set Professor himself, Mr. Floyd Wright. Big up, Professor. Welcome, Professor.
Yeah, man. Thanks again, Mellache, and to the viewers. We have been absent for a couple of weeks, but circumstances beyond our control. So, thank the viewers for tuning in, and we look forward to this week's program as we go forward.
Yes. I think they did have a couple matches in hand, Professor. Um, they resolved that because I think Village Links, it was Village Links and Blades was Blades. Which team was it? And they didn't finish. They did have curfew or something like that.
No, Cherry Gardens,
Cherry Garden.
Cherry Gardens,
Okay.
and yeah, the
And Blades
Blades,
and Bull Bay.
Bull Bay, and they also had the Lynx and Mystic. I don't know what. So those are the three incomplete games.
Okay.
Yes.
So those games are completed now, Professor?
Not to my knowledge. Normally, if those games were being played, it would be made public. I wouldn't say public, but because the only two persons most important persons that need to know are the clubs who should finish their game. But obviously, if those games were played, we would have be aware of it.
Okay. All right. I realize that Bobby Six chip in early. Check in early. Yes, Bobby Six. Big up Bobby Six.
Mhm.
Early upon them. Fruity Johnson. Big up yourself, my general. Yeah, man. But Professor, any news? Any news on the Western League?
Uh,
I heard.
as far as I'm aware, there's a resumption. There are a couple of teams that did finish their games. There are some officials not turning up to games or teams are turning up, as far as I know, but nothing to delve deep into to relate to Domino fraternity. But I am aware that games were played and some weren't. That's as far as I know as we speak. It's a
Okay.
little bit
All right.
busy in getting around as a result of doing other things, but I never get the chance to check what's going on in the West.
I'm wondering if this Jerry and Nephew league is going to finish, because they continue with certain conditions apply. You understand? Now, what I've known is that the resumption is based on the clubs they have to purchase rum. You understand? Because I heard some disgruntled clubs. You understand? And they said that um, the prize money cut, and it cut to $60,000 first place, $40,000 second, and $20,000 third. They said they can't work with that, and them put it up, them raise it, until them raise it to 100,000 first place. But some clubs they're still disgruntled about that because they're saying the league itself, the league itself costs a lot more than that. You understand? Because they have to travel to Westmoreland, Trelawney, St. Anne, and all those countries. So they're going to cost them a lot more than that, more than 100,000. And then furthermore, they have to purchase some rum. They have to purchase rum. You understand? And then now,
No,
on the last week Sunday now, I heard that some referee weren't didn't turn up at some of the matches. Some referee, yes, didn't turn up at some of the matches. So they're supposed to have a meeting with all the referees. So some games didn't play Sunday. So there's a lot of things going on behind doors. So I really don't know if this Algeria Neville League is going to continue or what, but I heard some disgruntled clubs, Professor.
the my take on it is, I think you have made a few points there regarding why this league, the Western League, might not finish. The first one you mentioned for me is just, I would say, null and void to me in terms of, because we have been playing domino. I don't know which tournament we do play in local competition, which has not see any team that is spending more than what they are taking in. But that is no reason to say you're not completing the league locally, because that is goes without saying that even a prize money that is put up for the respective competitions, there are members on each, probably even exempting the proprietors or the persons responsible for the teams. Individuals are spending far more than that. So we're not, that is not a good reason to make it really complete. And again, you mentioned the purchasing of liquor or respective teams. That is something that is part and parcel of what the sponsors require, and that there should be a sensitization regarding that before that is passed on to the teams. And I guess they were much aware of it, because, as you said, there was a communique sent out, and the club were disgruntled, and they went back to the drawing board and came back with a much better, a much bigger offer. I wouldn't say better, not probably to the clubs, but a bigger offer than what they initially offered. So that is something which we can look at if the clubs are not pleased with purchasing liquor or so before. But it's also a good thing. I think that also benefits the persons who purchase liquor or the real of products um, prior to games, because somewhere along the line they will be benefited, because I don't think they will get it at a reduced cost. So which must have some help to the persons who are buying. But depends again, it might come down to the quantity they have to purchase to ensure they they are, what should I say, they are in line with what the sponsors, the amount of the sponsors want for them to buy. So that is where it is. But There was also one of the reasons that you can have difficulties with, but not with not with the first thing that you mentioned about it might not be completed based on the fact that persons don't want to are not pleased with the price money because they are paying more than that on the traveling, etc.
Yes. But Professor, although love alone cannot run a club, So although they might continue for the love of the sport, love of the sport alone cannot run a club. You understand? And just have in mind that a lot
No,
of
but
these clubs they have players also coming from Kingston. You understand?
no, let me tell you. Let me tell you one of the things that all domino is at the moment. It's a sport if you don't have the love for it. Based on how we're operating, if we don't have the love for it, it's not going to go as far as we want it to go. And this has to do with for what I'm seeing in the domino fraternity, majority of the persons in it don't want it to reach where we want it needs to go. Because first thing they do have they are indisciplined in many ways, you know, and they treat the sport like is something that they could just um be played at the back of them yard or to one corner place, or they don't treat it like it should be much further than that, with it being able to be monetized, because the more that players that can play the sport, it's difficult to make everybody being compensated in a way that they are pleased. So they definitely have to go for the love of it, because if you're putting on a domino league, I mentioned it in this program some time ago, that the only way we can be pleased with persons with coming out and playing the sport and able to get something out of it, quote unquote out of it, is the least you can play for in prize money is in the winning team is probably 1.5 million. That's probably the best if persons want something out of the sport. Because just imagine a team registering 70 players, sometimes 70 players with and other club members probably who are not actively involved day in day out, and that probably sums up another 20 or 30 persons. That's about 100 persons per club, basically, enough clubs. How do you now try to, at the end of the season, what money you could have given the persons at the end of the season to
To
make sure they
compensate.
are fairly satisfied? Yes, well, tell me, because for argument's sake, you're 500,000, um, and for a winning team that has about 70 players all together collectively. Go put how much money you're looking at to give everybody evenly, because one of the things that it has to be addressed. Someone might say, "Oh, me play more games, so if you get more you," or you decide that if the only way that a player who, all right, a player who scores, who doesn't, a player involved in the club is not, is most as a scorer. You think that person don't deserve something out of it too? Yes. If we are sharing the funds as we want the funds to share, that person has to be compensated as well,
Yeah, just remember that a
But
team, a
how much
team
money?
comprised of everybody, It's not one person make a team.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if there's something mentioned, even the score. So if a man still come on every match and score, he's much a part of the team. Because if you don't have somebody to score, most likely, I'll unlikely that the game will be called off, because probably we find some way to score. Even the referee putting them two out. But definitely, you have to compensate all who are part of the club, and those all include players who are not playing day in, day out on Sundays. So that's why I think that we need to look on, and we need to ensure that the sport go in that direction where we want it to go, because we still have to have the love. Tell me, I mean, the least, if I'm running a commission now, the least I need to run the commission is $5 million, just to satisfy, because there are certain other things that I will be getting involved with at $5 million. If one team get 1.5, the other get a million or something like that, or 700 something, and you break it down, then the other rest of money is to also help to build the league. Referees are, if I am for argument's sake, involved running the competition, the referees are even part of the one of the stakeholders who are, I mean, have to be compensated too. I will give refereeing for traveling, or if travelers go at a particular place that is much, you give him all for traveling, something extra for traveling, and it will be coming from the administrative part of things. Things like that. They are doing well. They are to the quarterfinals, etc. They get a little extra incentives. Things like that. So everybody have to play their part in ensuring that the sport reach what it is, but the indiscipline is atrocious, and I think that is where we are lacking. If we are just neglecting, we come like we in sports, in many sports, and football, etc. is one of the biggest example. We have a field that is supposed to be um, our major ground. They set up fence to collect the come in, and when the persons come in, they don't have convenience to use. The field is not in good condition. So these are the backward initiatives that we look at as local persons dealing with the sports. So we're not looking at for the development of the sports, we're looking at the development for us ourselves, and not for the sports. Because the more you develop the sports, the facilities, the infrastructure, then you will be able to monetize anything you want. Because with proper facilities and fees, etc., grounds, courts, anything, then when persons come in now, they will be willing to come again, because the convenience is inside. So we need to address situations like this in the sport. We need to set up our grounds, for argument's sake. We need to be disciplined. We need to do everything, because this is, as much as we see it, discipline is probably killing the sport more than anything else. And we don't, and it seems like we are not moving to that um, side of things as we speak. And that is where we still crying, oh, damn money fina domino. I mean, it can be. I mean, there are other things we can do. All clubs are not running in a professional way either. Because if I'm administrating a league, or any league, this league or any league, whether Western or in the, all clubs have to be registered, by the business registration of Jamaica. Yes, so that is one of the things that we need to look at. So it should be run professional in a way, partnership, even individuals can light, and that is not the case.
Okay. All right. Well said, Professor. Ashaka Brown. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Ashaka. Frederick Mesado. Big up, man. Big up, Frederick. Always tuning in. Yeah, man. Loyal listener, Big up,
Yeah,
Frederick.
man.
All right, Professor. What's going on with the corner league now? Western corner league, the cross the table league. I heard it's eating up. I heard that Strike Force lose again.
Yes, last night they lose again.
I think so. That's what I heard.
Well, it's
And
not
um and
the
Moto. I heard that Moto for the first week. Moto won the play of the week for the first week. So Moto play some domino, man.
okay. Because somebody was
Yeah.
telling me, say, because Moto win the league week. And I said, Moto,
Yes, and
Moto,
maybe
I was having a good season past year. He has been improving. Just Moto is a very capable player. And it's just one problem I have with him when him playing, and that is when him lose a game, him take it one game, him take it too hard and him lose focus. But other from that, if he takes his domino far a bit more serious and don't probably not as hard when he think he chose where he throw away a game, but he's a very good player and he has been playing well for the past year, you know.
okay.
So that is something to look at. But the where the matchup as are some of the what is going on in the Western League is going to be very unpredictable because of the makeup of the team and so forth, you know. So that is one of the things I realize that a lot of these teams will have the makeup of people from the urban era, far more than it was um, when it was in when the commission was contested in these parts, where there were many Western players a part of the urban competition. So it will be a bit unpredictable how things will go because CrossFit table is to me probably the highest level of the domino game.
Yes. And I heard
You know,
Pecos has three teams in it, Over three teams I
well,
heard he has in it.
we
Yeah.
see. I think we need to see the makeup of the teams, and we need to discuss the teams one of these nights on the program
Yes.
because
And
and some of the members of the team.
and I think World Boss is back again because I think he's contesting for the play of the week for last week. So to tell I think he's going to be the play of the week for last week. Um
Okay. Well,
yes. Right now he's leading. We have two more papers to mark. So he's leading so far. So who to tell?
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Mellache, let me tell you something. It in the cross table, it's more individual. It's individual.
Yes.
Even code it has a sense of individual because you have to have somebody who's leading, which is your person responsible. The only thing that is probably because is a human on the other side, but he's definitely a leader. But it's a cross the table. In cross the table, the first if you play the first, if there's a competition go for 3 months, the first month, the second month, go into the third month, the better players is always going to rise to the top. That much can I say. The better players over a period of time, the better players is like the cream going to rise to the top. And this is one of the things about the cross table. It's not anybody can play this game as it ought to,
And play
So
consistently too.
and play consistently, exactly. So if you watch cross the table, the better players are always going to come to the top. It's not something that you can just sit back and rely on a total team. It's a team effort because they are involved in a team, but individually you show your difference. As I said, it's probably it's highest. I would say it is the highest level of the domino game. You cannot blame your or think your partner is a problem when you throw away a game or you don't remember a game. It all depends on you. It comes back to you. And C4 can back me up here one before we go into things. across the table, the highest level. What are your thoughts, C4?
Well, again with the
Yes,
question.
Mr. Andre Haywood,
Well,
man. Big up. Welcome, Mr. Andre Haywood.
and first,
Blessings, 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 each and
Frederick
everyone.
did make a comment here, Mellache. It's across the table,
Yes,
Bill. Mhm.
build yes, Frederick Mesado. It's across the table, build persons to become a leader in
Yeah,
partner
man.
game.
Yes, man, precisely so
Yes,
because
and
the person
mhm,
gets to
mhm,
construct their own game. So you know
mhm.
you get to develop or to construct a game from start to the end.
Yes.
And it solely depends on you.
Yeah, so it solely depends on you.
C4,
Yeah,
we were just saying that I believe personally that the across the table is the highest level of the game. What are your thoughts?
across the table is the highest.
Level of the game.
Well, you can look at it two ways, you know. But mental domino game is definitely the highest level of domino
Oh,
because in
yes,
mental
yeah, definitely.
you have to know uh, the other three hands and also play to a pattern to which your party will be playing. You know,
Oh,
so I think the mental game is, but on in terms of the code game, I think most people would prefer the code game, but the across the table is also unique. The highest level,
mhm.
I would say
And
um,
mhm.
coding because coding you'd have to remember a code and also be neat with it that the
Yeah,
opponents do not
human
get
element.
to. Yes, yes, yes. So you know, so it's not all about just playing the game, but there's a lot of other things that makes it difficult. Whereas across the table, it's very comfortable, very comfortable. You can just read the two hands without any interference.
Okay.
All right, that
Um,
is one of the things that's great because that is what I'm saying. If you're going to understand the game and know how well you are playing, the cross table will tell you that. And I'm glad you mentioned earlier. You mentioned about the mental aspect, and I'm going to say this publicly. You cannot be a good player in any form of the, especially we are talking about local domino games. You can't be a good player without no mental. So no good player will play we same good at cross the table can't be good without no mental. The mental aspect of the game. So that is where you go, and I'm glad them put in the mental part of it.
You know that even when I'm playing code domino games, when the game becomes difficult, you have to drop your mental shot, you know. Yeah, sometimes you have to draft your
Yes,
mental shot,
if
and
it
there are a lot of things that are in mental games that are key. Like for instance, you don't know the game, you take a double. You understand? And stuff like that. You know, so it's sometimes
ah
you draw
like
up on a
standard,
mental
yeah,
shot.
yeah,
For
yeah.
instance, you know,
For most part, that
you're playing a game and you give
mental shot.
you put a card to the opponent from your partner. You understand? Mental shot, you'd have to give
Sorry.
him back that card again, you know. Yes, because in mental games, you know,
Yes,
that would
consistency.
have been yeah, consistent, so that would have been a mental shot
Mental shot,
that you
yeah,
don't get the
definitely.
opponent to
Definitely.
circle.
Yes.
So yeah, mental.
Second.
If you
Yeah,
learn
man. So
mental and can
that's why
art
I'm
the
saying.
mental, you definitely do good in code. But if you learn from code,
Because you
if you
cannot
bring up in code,
look, you know,
you're
nobody.
difficult to understand mental.
You're difficult to understand the game overall. Because at some point, even if you try to play like you can play good, when you start lose form or thing, you're going to realize that because the mental aspect is not there. And it's like you got bat in a test cricket, but you come to 2020. You know what I said? So when the test delivery them are come to you, you're not when able to negotiate because you just know one way if you play. The test now has a different level of deliveries you're facing. The other big the shorter version might call for a particular way you play because there are restrictions, etc. So things like that. So we need to be understand mental before we can go any further in dominoes. All right.
Okay.
No
All
man, no
right.
good. Frederick, I kind of disagree. I kind of disagree with Frederick a little bit. No good. I don't know no good. I don't know no. Tell me a good code player we can play mental. Not no go so. Everybody we know play code can play mental. We play code good are very good players have know about mental, have to know about mental. And mental good too. When that what the normal run of the mill mental.
All
Yeah
right.
man, go ahead, Mellache.
Yes. So let us move on to the JDCA Double Six League now.
Yes, moving.
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me a minute here. All right. That was last week's Sunday was round 13, Professor. Professor. C4. C4,
Yes,
you hear me?
last week was round 13.
Yes. So what happened here, professors? Central versus Bull Bay. 49 points. Bull Bay beat Central by. That wasn't expected. Professor? All right, C4. What do you have to say about this match?
Central blown away by Bull Bay. You know, many would say that they would have expected that Central would find it difficult in the latter part of the tournament. It's up to Central to prove them wrong. But this result is not a surprise result.
Okay. Professor? I don't know what happened to Professor there. Moving on quickly. Cherry Garden versus Blades. C4.
Well, Blades maintained their perfect start to the competition, and this is a result also that was expected as Cherry Gardens and the 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 Western influence. You know, we had this one as a game that they would fall short, and so Blades got the job done, and they are now near to qualification. Just one more to go.
So Blades is still showing their competence then.
Yes, Blades, are unbeaten and they are going strong right now.
Okay. All right. Correctional. 250. Bombers United 231.
Well, correctional getting the better of Bombers. They are the more informed team of the two, and one would have expected that they would want to get on the board, as they also have an outside shot. Not impossible, but improbable. Although based on their fixtures that remain, it will be a very tall task. But the more informed team on here.
Okay. All right. Full Target versus Village Link.
All right. Village Link slowly coming back to earth after their big victory over Bull Bay. Full Target has done their chance of qualifying a great deal, and I expect that Full Target definitely, by virtue of this result, will be in the shake-up for a top 8 spot.
Okay. All right. Professor is back. Professor.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, me listen.
Professor.
Yes, man. Here now.
All right. Highlight strike. Yes. Highlight strikers versus the Unity Professor.
I like
Highlight strikers 250. Unity strikers 202.
this is a victory well deserved for highlights based on how they have been playing. It seems like if I had to predict this game, more likely probably would have gone with Unity based on what,
This is
because
their
highlights
first
should
win,
have
right?
won.
Right, Professor?
Yes, their first win, and it's a massive one too. So this is something that is they were looking forward to. A bit disappointed. They should have at least had 3 wins under their belt. Based on how they were playing, it's a bit surprised that they even win against Unity, because they have played a team that is was on the without a win in the last game, and they lost that game. So good win for highlights, and that will probably boost their confidence going in the next encounter.
All right. C4. King Shiloh Illy versus what's up. At one point, I heard both teams were at 247. What went wrong there?
Well, Sawasap is doing very well in the box, and they duly delivered as their big names got into the box right there. I'm not sure if King Shiloh played their cards properly, because allowing these players to get into the box, probably the skipper could have done a little bit better. However, in saying that, Sawasap showed true determination, and King Shiloh Elite faltered right at the death. But it was a very entertaining game, a game that could have gone anyway, and as I said, King Shiloh is definitely a dangerous customer, should they make it into the top 8.
But not in the box. And as I said this before, early out C4, is that King Shiloh is supposed to have the most losses in the box so far this season. And I said it before in this game, and it showed. Against the best box player against probably the worst box player in the competition. That's what probably happened, I think. So the result wasn't even not a surprise, even though you said it could have go, it could go either way. But either way, it will be in the favor of Sourceup. King Shiloh hasn't been doing
Okay.
well
All
at the
right.
box for the play, so that's probably one of the reasons. But good. It was a good game though, very good game.
All right, Professor. Fletcher's Land, Raiders 250. Rooftop United 246.
The margin of the scores here was what is expected based on the two teams on that level. But let me tell you, Fletcher's Land, they will always they will be doing very well against the teams that they think they can win against. And it's no surprise that they came out victors. And this showed that the rooftop were going for their second consecutive win and were just eked out by 4 points. Fletcher's Land is doing themselves justice in the league, and one of the things that I am pleased with how they are playing is that they seem like a team will never give up. It doesn't matter where the scores are, they are going to play to the end, and that is a good way to others to follow, especially the teams who are at that level. That if they plan to go further in the domino fraternity as a club, they will have to ensure that they play out all these games to the end. And as a result, they have been bearing some fruit.
Okay. All right. C4. Links United 233. Right Stuff 250. What
Well,
happened there
the
now?
top team in this year's competition so far is Right Stuff. Yes, they are getting the job done and getting the job done against the top teams. And
Impressively.
they never looked in any sort of pressure against
Links.
the top team. Lynx is a perennial top two team, and Right Stuff did not look as though they were in any what's the word now. They didn't they were not really pushed by Lynx per se, and that
Yes, at
shows
one
that
stage, at one
this
stage they
team.
were at one stage they were leading Rise of about 19. They're about
No, but
one stage.
Right Stuff did not look as though they would lose at any time, because even though they were leading, Right Stuff to go past that, and they did so, and very comfortable, because when they assumed the lead from Lynx, it was all over bar the shouting.
And this matchup was always going to sway in the direction of Right Stuff, based on the fact that the last three or so encounters playing at Links, Right Stuff has won those games. I think the last 4 or 5 times they have met, the only time Links have United beat them is when they were playing away from that venue. So that is something that was going good for Rice Off, is that they usually come out victors on the Links ground, United ground.
Yes, I think this young general playing exceptionally well.
That's what
We'll
you're
have to look out
hearing.
for
I think
we'll have to look
I
out for
understand
this
that he
young
hasn't been
general.
at the games, some good games of late. So I don't know. They are playing as a team. How much as I can tell. Rice Off
Yes,
as
there are
well.
a lot of players that are doing well, and
Yes.
including Dragon Lee, Reborn.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's amongst the top runs getters
Aye.
for Right Stuff. So, and Thunder is striking very hot.
Aye.
Okay.
Eagles give him a good warm up, man.
Moving on, Professor. Masterpiece 250. Nagazed 242. What happened there?
Why? I would regard it as one of the not a huge
Major
upset.
upset.
Yeah, not major, but somewhat of an upset based on the fact that Nagohead have to be winning these games. They did so the last time they played. They were expected to take 4 points from this encounter. Didn't materialize. Masterpiece is playing. Let me tell you, I said this before a couple of games before the start of the season, and it has been showing. They have a different sense of discipline more than they have been in the league for some time now. And that to me seems like a change of management and or they look at the discipline there, and it has it has been bearing fruit based on our masterpiece. It's playing. They have lost a couple of games that they should have had in the bag, but a very good victory over a Nagwe team that is playing fairly well, a bit hot and cold, but they should have definitely win this one. But masterpiece, trust me, you're doing yourself justice in this league, and I hope you continue with the discipline part of it and try to build the club of what it a veteran club of what it should be, because you should be within the top 8 teams in this league, and you are not. So this would probably argue as well going for them in the future.
Okay. C4 Woodford United 233, Mystic 250.
Well, Woodford are slowly becoming the punching bag in the town league. This
Even
season, they are now definitely on a long losing streak. Playing at home and losing to Mystics. Well, that in itself tells you that all is not well up by Woodford. On the other hand, Mystics, they are doing well lately. Some results that show that they are playing well, especially when they played King Shiloh and lost by only 11 points. So they are playing well. Having lost Chandapal and Balki through the transfer window, most people have been writing them off, but they are doing well. Actually,
probably it's a
without
blessing
them.
in disguise. Probably it's a blessing in
Yes,
disguise.
yes, yes. They know that now that they have to rally around who's there, and they are putting in their punches. Natalie is playing well, and Olive, the 2 female player, they are doing very, very well.
And in this encounter, by looking up things, and repeat,
Michelle, what about
Mellache.
Michelle? What about Michelle? For Mystic.
Well, Michelle plays with Natalie,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah.
And by look of things, C4 and Mellache. Mystic then went to Woodford for sightseeing. They definitely went for this one. And as C4 said, they are the punching bags of the league. They are on a streak now, probably going out about 6 losses in a row we have, So let's see. And one of the advantages they would have in this league is knowing that the teams will be traveling up there. But I realize that nobody is going up there to look
Okay.
down in the Kingston City.
All right. We're moving on to the point standings now after round 13. But Professor, what about the games that are not completed? Because they have
But
point standings here. So
no
maybe those
man,
games are completed.
no man. What if they are completed? Any points the games they have played so far? That will have to remain until those games are decided. So there's no
Okay.
trouble at all. There's no trouble at all as we speak.
All right. So go ahead, Professor. Point standings.
After 13 games, leading out front with the aggregate of 433 with
Wow.
a full slate of points, 13 out of 13, maximum 4 points. 13 by 4, you get 52. So out front, right stuff. One of the 2 unbeaten teams remain in the competition, out on 13 points, but they have full play their full games. Mystic is in second place though. Based on the fact they are unbeaten, 12 from 12. They have one unfinished game with the aggregate score of
You mean
359.
Blades? You mean Blades?
Yes, Blades. Yes, Blades. So what's up? Lies in third place. Out of 13 games played, they have won 12, lost 1. 48 points is same as Blade Strikers. And they are in second place based on aggregate, just 3 points behind Blades Strikers. Lynx is next, only losing 2 from 13. 44 points. Central is next on 40 points. Losing 3, winning 10. Village Link, surprisingly, at that position from 12 games, win 9, also losing 3, 36 points. Bull Bay, winning 8 from their 12, losing 6, 28 points. So two other teams are on 28 points in Full Target and King Shiloh. And the order of call is that the order they are in as we speak based on head-to-head. That is first based on head-to-head because Nugget on 28, Full Target on 28. Nugget beat Full Target, and then Full Target have beaten King Shiloh. Is that the case? Is that the case, C4? I want to clarify for the listeners.
All right,
C4.
so Nago Ed has beaten both Full Target and King Shiloh.
Beautiful. Then Full Target and King Shiloh players yet?
Yep, Full Target also beat King Shiloh.
Beautiful. So that's the thing, because if you look at the aggregate score, King Shiloh would have been out front if there was aggregate score because they're on 185, Full Target is on 72, Naguen is on a minus. Is it -7? Yes, that's it. So next, and that's King Shiloh is on 11th position. No, 10th position, and 11th position now we have Cherry Gardens. 12 game, 6 wins, 6 losses, 24 points, -24. Masterpiece, 13-6, 7. They have win 6, lose 7, 24 points, -48. Correctional Service was played an unfinished game. They are played 12, win 5, lose 7, -126. Woodford, 13, win 3, lose 10, 12 points. Fletcher's Land, 13, win 3, lose 10, 12 points. Mystic, win 3, lose 10, 12 points. So all 3 teams are on 12 points. Comes and that is 14, 15, and 16 respectively. Bombers United is 13, 2, and 11, winning 2, losing 11, 8 points. So there are 3 teams now on 4 points in Rooftop, each winning Rooftop, Highlight, and Unity Strikers, all winning only 1 game and losing the other. Unity is the only is of an unfinished game. So they are out of they have played 12 games so far, winning 1 and losing 11. And Rooftop and Highlights have lost 12. So all 3 teams are on 14 points, but Unity sits on the foot of the standing now, based on what is going on, based on aggregate score as we speak. So they what should I say now? It has shifted. Highlight was at the bottom last week. Rooftop was at the bottom of the standings. Highlight took it over. Now it's Unity at the bottom. So they are taking turns for the lowest position in the standing.
All right, on to round 14 now. And my viewers, listen. Andre Wellington, yes, pick up Andre Wellington. Rooftop came from 30 points down to beat Highlights. You heard that, Professor?
That's the last the game before this.
Rooftop versus Highlights.
Isn't that the case?
Let us look at it now.
I'm the other way around.
That was what? Because the last round was Highlights versus Unity Strikers.
Yes, yeah. So it was the previous game.
So yes, maybe it was the previous.
Mhm.
All right, my viewers. Please remember to send in your prediction, and the person, the first person to predict all 10 winners will get a $1,000 credit of your choice. Yeah, so that's the first person sending the 10 winners. To predict the 10 winners for this Sunday coming. Yes, so Bobby Six, if you're still on, remember to send in your prediction. Um, Daniel Tibert is not on tonight, Professor.
All
Yellow
you,
Man. Yellow Man is
yeah.
not on. Big up yourself, Yellow Man, in where you are. Yeah, so let us move on to the predictions now. Um, C4, the feature match. Which match is the feature match?
Well, I have the key matches as feature matches on the program, because all matches that has an interest must be among the feature, and so the four
Yes.
matches that has the interest of teams that are battling for the top eight are indeed the fixtures to look forward to. However, the mega clash is Lynx versus Soursop. That is the mega clash on the day.
Okay. And then, yeah, we have Blade
Blaze, full
Strikers and
target.
Full Target.
Mm. Would match up that. And King Shiloh Village. So
Yeah,
that are
King
the three,
Shiloh
yeah, secondary
Village.
features.
Yes, and Central and Cherry Garden not bad,
Yeah, that I was going to say no.
All right, Professor, what you have to say about that match, Central United versus Cherry Garden?
Well, I don't know what set of cherry gardens might turn up for this Sunday. I don't know if they were affected by the start of the Western League and the encounter they lost was as a result. However, this should be a competitive encounter based on what is going on. If if this cherry garden side don't turn up as a result because most of their players are the better players are from the core of their players are from the west, and I think that has affected how probably how they played the last match. If they're not affected again, I expect them to win. This is some, and if they're affected, Central will win. But if not, Cherry Gardens will come out victors. This is something I've never done this before. So this is something based on what is going on in the west and how Cherry Gardens can be affected. So if they are in attendance and they win, I call it is I carry Cherry Gardens to win. If they are not and Central win, I expect Central to do so. So that is how
So
I'm
this
looking at
is
the
so
game.
this is a Lazarus, aka David, versus a
Yes,
Moti.
Moti, yeah.
All right. C4 Bull Bay United versus Correctional.
Well, will be easy fixtures as now commenced, and they would think that they should get the points from the Warders. The Warders not doing too badly lately. They lost one of their better players, Carlington, through the transfer window, but they are still putting up a fight. And while I expect Bull Bay to win, I wouldn't be surprised if the margin is not as big as we would have expected.
Okay. All right. Professor, Blade Strikers versus Full Target. Professor?
target is full target is I can see them they are putting out some effort in since the transfer window. I would say they have lost probably three quality, especially two quality pairs going in the transfer window. Blades now have been doing themselves justice, one of the unbeaten teams in the commission. And they still have the team to go somewhere against a good full target team. I might just probably give Blades the edge in this one to continue their winning ways. It's going to be a very difficult match for them to doing so. Probably one of probably the second toughest game for the competition so far. So I will probably give them it just because they are playing at home. Only just because they
Okay.
are playing at home.
Okay. All right. C4. What do you have to say about this match? Blade Strikers versus Full Target.
Well, another key match in terms of uh, the running for a top 8 spot. Full target, they need some points, and I don't see why they cannot challenge Blades and get all those points, because Blade, despite them playing well, they have shown that there are some cracks in their armor after Bulby stretched them. So Full Target must believe that this is an encounter they can win. It's one of the feature matches on the day, and I'm expecting this to be a very close affair. But Blades definitely gets the edge. They're on a run. They're in a good moment, and the momentum definitely counts in this game. So yes, Blades with the slight edge over Full Target.
Okay. Thanks for that. All right, Professor. Bombers United versus Highlight Strikers.
This is somewhat of a tricky match. Um, I like I like to win a couple of games prior to winning the one last week, and they disappoint. They are coming off an impressive victory. So far, this victory is bigger than any one of the victories that Bombers had to eke out so far this season. In the transfer window, Bombers lost about players, and I believe those 6 players carrying with them about 20 points. And by looking up things, I will go for a highlight win. If Bombers continue to play, trust me, with probably the same other team or the same what they are looking for, highlight would have to would definitely take this one based on their
Okay.
last victory. If Bombers play like how because I can tell you they have lost 20 points in that transfer window. You can tell you 20 points. So based on how they have not won a game by that margin that highlight won the last encounter. So I'll just give highlight based on the fact that they know probably more hype, believing that they can beat the teams that they believe they can beat. But this game will
Okay.
be a close. I will give Bama about highlight winning by about 9 points.
Okay then. All right. Center forward Village Links versus King Shiloh.
Well, this is a dog eat dog situation, because King Shiloh definitely needs the points. They will not be wanting to be in a tussle for points, for position in the shake-up, because if is it that they are tied on points down in the bottom half of the top 8, they will be suffering because they have lost some the head to head with the teams that are battling for a spot. So this match against Village Link is very key to the chances of King Shiloh. Any slip up here, their chances can definitely be jeopardy. So for that reason, I am thinking that King Shiloh will come out running and blazing on all cylinder. And should that happen, it should be a long day for the home team, Village Links, who are playing well and are at home. So they'll try to make things difficult for the visitors. But it's a King Shiloh victory.
Okay. All right, Professor. Village Links versus King Shiloh.
Why you set me up? Why I tell you, King Shiloh. I will go for King Shiloh in this one. They are playing against Soasap and going to an encounter with the quality team you have. You must be buoyed by that, and it's difficult for a King Shiloh team who has the players to do well. It's surprising how they are far down that the ladder. I think I've seen a few things that might need to adjust. Probably the captaincy is doing very well, fairly well, but she's learning as she go, as far as I'm seeing, and she's doing well with the type of team she has. And if she has the opportunity to captain next year, she will do far better. But she's doing well in her own. The players are playing fit, disciplined for most parts that I've seen in the last game, and that is something to write home about. And Village Links, I haven't seen them yet up, but they have been doing well. And even the games that they lost, they are not losing by a huge margin. So obviously they are doing something, and they have acquired a few persons in the transfer window. So let's see. But I would give King Shiloh the edge here.
Okay. All right, great. All right, C4, Unity Strikers versus Fletcher's Land.
Well, Unity it was a team that
Mellache,
I had admired because of the youths into the game, and they're improving. And I've said that the longer the tournament plays, the better Unity should play. But it seems as if the more games played, the worst Unity is becoming. And they have the capacity to make a game, but I wouldn't see them getting by. Um, I wouldn't see them getting by in this one. So I'll go for um, Fletcher's Land to get the job done.
Okay.
Or it's Fletcher's Land, is it?
Yes, Fletcher's Land. Raiders.
Yes, I'll go for Fletcher's Land to get the job done.
Okay.
They are playing more as a unit, and they are enjoying their games, and by you can tell by the results that they are doing very well.
Okay. All right, Professor. So what's up, 3 versus Links?
the so what's up is, by looking at things, probably the team to beat in the competition. And Links is usually somehow usually spring a surprise on a team that involving some of these players that they are used to. Members who are part of Sawasap as we speak. But Sawasap for the last 6 encounters has won 4 of those games. And they are this will is this is a replay of the of last season's final, and by look of things, Soursop should have the edge going based on how they are playing because they have ticked most of the boxes so far in terms of victories, or they have won and so forth. They have won coming from behind, they have won going ahead, they have won every aspect of all the games I've been playing so far. Lynx has only lost, they are sort of lost one match. Lynx, on the other hand, has lost two. The second one, they get one of the unbeaten teams. They have been doing well and perennial front runners throughout, especially the preliminaries, the prelims, and all I as much as they are playing away to at the Soursop ground there now, they have never lost at that ground. But Soursop will I would come with Soursop as victors in this match. But so links usually hyped for this sort of encounter, even if they're lost by a huge margin or so forth. So I would go for a source of victory in this one. Lynx will put up their usual fight and and give the Domino fraternity something to think about. But source up going for this one.
All right. Center forward. So what's up? Tree versus Links.
Well, this match, Lynx did not want to be going into a match like this on the back of that humbling by right stuff
Mm.
because Soursop definitely will want to bring all troops out because this is a match that Mr. Price um, really and truly wants to win. And so, um, you would expect that Soursop will get the job done at home. Links United, they are not the full strength Links United that you possibly will get in the quarterfinal rounds, quarterfinal, semifinal, final because of their influence overseas. Don't know if Bobby will be here to help them out, but they definitely need some help in order to turn over the high-powered Soursop juggernaut. So I'm going for Soursop victory here.
So Bobby is still in Jamaica.
I saw him last night at the cross the table tournament. I don't know if he's going to leave before Sunday.
Okay.
I thought you was asking for Bobby Six, but I just remember. Sorry.
Yes. All right. Professor, Rooftop United versus Masterpiece.
I would want to go for upset. But I changed my mind and going for Masterpiece victory. In this one, no booed by their last win and feel they have a chance to make it in the top eight. They will definitely want this scallop of rooftop, and it's a no-brainer. They should come out victors in this one.
Okay. All right. C4, Right Stuff versus Mystic.
Well, the flying right stuff versus Mystics who went up to the hills and got all the points from Woodford. This is different gravy. This is the leading team of the tournament. Although this team always seems to be unlucky because when Right Stuff went on a win spree in the pre-coronavirus tournament, the coronavirus stopped them in their tracks after they were almost going unbeaten that season and looked invincible with the mighty presser in his glory, and he's no longer here, rest in peace. And also Seymour who is now in England. That Right Stuff team appeared somewhat as if they were going to steamroll the competition. That competition was put off because of coronavirus. Now, fast
There's a
forward
natural
again,
mystic.
this Right Stuff team, is steamrolling again, and there was an incentive put up for mid-season final. Right Stuff arrived as the number one ranked team for the mid-season final, and guess what? There was no mid-season final. Is it another omen? We shall see if Right Stuff, will be salt again.
Yeah,
But
because probably
we expect them to brush aside Unity. No problems there.
no, not Unity, Mystic.
Mystic.
Or Mystics. I expect them to brush away Mystics with no problem.
But C4, with all that entry how you were making and mentioned the coronavirus, I thought you would have said there's a natural mystic brewing in the air now. For I thought that you was going to say no. With all that summing up of the coronavirus in the year and
Yes,
so forth.
yeah. That Mystics will not blow though.
Okay.
All right, Professor. Naga Ed versus
Oh.
Woodford.
Yeah, man. C4, if we go on, C4, I was just going to go up, just bet, to put in that thing there, because as they say, you can, if you want to win, you can bet on the favorite.
Yes, Naga Ed, Professor. Naga Ed versus Woodford.
Why? Not going flatter to deceive in the last encounter. They know they had to win that game and this one. They are counting on these two games. Woodford is woeful at home, where most were expected to get their majority of their points. Nagwed will not lose this one. We're playing at home. And
Okay.
it was a surprise they lost the last encounter. But the Mystic team, but the team they played last is probably playing a better than Woodford. So I would have to definitely go for a Nagwed victory here. Blowing a little bit out on coal, but I will carry them for this winning this encounter.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. All right, my viewers, subscribers, we have come to the end of another program. Yes, and I would like to say thank you again for viewing. And please remember to click like on the video and on the program. And if you don't subscribe as yet, please do so. But before we move on, uh, see for any other business, any new business.
Yeah.
Well, the league, the corner league for the Pecos tournament is in full swing, and we're D side. Seems the team to beat, as they're blowing away all and sundry before them, 4 out of 4. Their last victory was against the Unix Warriors team. The females just didn't have any answer to Illusion, who ran riot, and there were also wins for Archive over the winless Computer Strikers, and also for an upset victory for Survival over a winless Pecos team that has Bad Indian, that has Dudley, and all of those top strikers, Woody, Future Kid, yet to win a match. This is the glorious game of dominoes. Yes, we're nothing is certain. You have to put out the dominoes. You have to
Banga
play.
is on the side, don't it?
Yeah.
Banga.
Yes, sir, Banga. So and in the feature fixture coming up Friday, there will be a Trelawney derby between Clarksdale and Assassin, and also you will have two teams also try to get off the mark, or Liquor Force, they will try to get off the mark, and you will also have another match there. But the Pecos League is going well, and the Portmore has launched their flyers, and
Yes.
competition for the Portmore League will begin the 1st of December with a launching the week before. So by next month, Portmore League will be launched. So you know there's plenty dominoes on the horizon.
So Portmore bigger and better this time. All right.
Well, I don't know what's going to be bigger and better in the Portmore League though.
All right. This event, Jamaica Domino Tours in association with Sharing Creation, presents Heroes Domino Dinner and Wine Fashion Show on the beach on Sunday, October the 20th, 2024. So the venue is Memorial Beach, Coral Garden, Main Road, Rosal. Admission pre-sold ticket only $5,000 and time 5 p.m. Security well secure. So this is the Heroes Domino Dinner and Wine Fashion Show on the beach. So persons who are interested, you have the number there. You can call, or you can call Mellache TV for more information. So this is a Jamaica Domino Tours. All right, Professor. Any, any new business,
Yes,
Professor?
Mellache, yes or no?
Any new business? That's
No,
it for today.
no, no, man. We are,
All
no,
right.
not. I
All
don't
right, my
see
viewers,
problem
please
with
remember
one.
to send in
But
your top 10 winners for this Sunday coming, round 14. And thanks for viewing all. And see you guys next week.